Hi and welcome to another episode of TRX Bench. Today here on the bench we have a brand new Kenwood TS-2000 and the radio will get an unlock of crossband repeat and external remote. So that is blocked right from the factory, especially here in our region. And well, the old man wanted to have it open for crossband repeat in particularly. So he is using it in-house as a crossband radio, which will enable him to use a handheld radio, and he can moving around in his house and talking on short distance in the house with his handheld, and on the normal area over than the crossband functionality. So that is the main what we have to do. Is additional to that, he wants to use external remote, so that is the second functionality which we need to unlock. And then there is a third point which will be unlocked as well, and that is Sky Command. So that is something he's not using, but if we unlock the two others, then the third one is unlocked automatically. Additional to that, we want to perform here the mass modification, and that is simply because the 60 meter band is open here in our region for, well, I don't know when government made it happen, so don't exactly the date, but anyways, so we can use it here in our region, and therefore we do the mass modification, and especially a second RX modification for be able to listen to the 2 meter free band function. So yeah, that is on the 2 meter band, which has a little portion called freenet, and the guy wants to listen into the 2 meter free band section, and therefore we have to unlock a portion of the 2 meter band as well. So that's a lot to do, and therefore I just want to show you how to unlock the radio, and when we check if yeah, our 60 meter band modification works, and of course if we are able to listen into the free band. Okay, let's start. Okay, and here's our Kenwood TS-2000 fresh out of the box, and still here our protective film over the display. And yeah, now let's start. Let's see what we need to do. Yeah, let me show you what I meant with 2 meter receive. So when we go up here into the 2 meter band, you may see 145.912, and now when I try to go higher, you see it is jumping back to 144, which is normally more than fine, because that is the area where we use the 2 meter band on ham radio. But as I told you, there is a little portion on the 2 meter band which is around 149 megahertz, and that is the free band section where everybody can use its 2 meter band. So we have I believe 6 channels, and yeah, he wants to listen into that band just to know what's going on there, and therefore we need to unlock, of course, here our 2-meter band, and yeah, so that is important. And as I told you, crossband is really what he's looking for, and it is definitely not that difficult because we only have to do some changes at the microprocessor. And yeah, let me show you what you need to do. So I believe with a little bit patience you can do it by yourself if you own here the same radio, and therefore let's start. Okay, and after we have taken off the front or the top and the bottom cover here of our radio, which is very simple because you only need to follow here the screws on, you know, your cover, and you take all screws off, and then you simply can take it off. Additional to that, you have to take off your handle, but yeah, that all is not real a big deal, so very easy. Then of course we have to go ahead by taking off here 4 screws. So of course on this side, and then additional to that on the other side. But before we go down to the circuit board, maybe just to see what it means. So the band plan from the ERO region 1 is telling us that the band is from so the 60-meter band, which can be used, is from 5.351 megahertz up to 5.3665 megahertz. So that is a portion where we can use here the 60-meter band. It is a little bit different in region 2, but especially here for this region it is that frequency. And yeah, I've set as always when I'm testing here the radio to FM, because then we have of course a solid carrier. And now when I try here to set the radio on transmit, right, you see really nothing happens. And of course I can do it here with my microphone, and you see it is working just fine. So we are transmitting, and the same we have of course on the 40-meter band, but as we all know, it is completely blocked to it is completely blocked here in our 60-meter band. Okay, and when you have loosened the 4 screws that tighten here our front panel, right? So I have done so. Then you really can pull it. So you can pull it into your direction, okay? And you get access here to our board where we need to do our modification. So let me reposition the camera a bit, and then we can go ahead. Okay, and I've put the radio here on a foam to get here a nice working position. And of course I've still here my front panel, and I can take out this ribbon cable here, and now I will be able to put here my panel away, so that it is here definitely easier to work on the radio, because we are here already in the area where we need to work. Alright, and where we need to go is here over this screw here. So what you can see here is this little portion where we have resistors. So let me zoom in exactly to that area, and that are rather more bridges, because we have 0 ohm resistors down here. So you see it here over or on you know, the component itself. We have bridges, so yeah, to connect two ports of our processor, that we get the wanted function. What we need to do is we have to remove the R52 and the R53. The R52 is for RX expansion, and the R53 is for TX. So we have here our this one, the upper one here. So that is our R53 TX. That guy here is our R52 for RX, and then right beneath here, this guy is our R54, and the 54 is to expand crossband, repeat, Sky Command, and external remote. So yeah, it is that is all what it is. We simply have to remove this resistors, and then we are almost ready with everything we have to do. Okay, and before we take it off here, I always recommend to put here some fresh solder on. And of course we do first, before we start, some flux here to the resistors we want to remove. So that will be our first step, of course, like so. Should be hopefully fine here. Okay. And yeah, since we have here unleaded solder, we put here some fresh leaded solder on before we really go and remove our resistors. So therefore I do it now here around the camera. I hope not to mess it up. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Really not the best position to do it. Really not. But I hope that will be fine finally. So why doing we this? It is simply to get here our resistors easier off the board. So yeah, that is definitely important. Okay, for the next step we take here our micro tweezer, and yeah, once again I'm really here around the camera, which is definitely no fun, and I do not really see it here, but I just wanted to show it to you, that you get really an impression. So two resistors are already off, and now the last one, which oops, yeah, you see, the last one which we have to grab, and that one is done as well. And come on. And that means that the job is almost done so far. And the last what we really need to do here is to clean the area with some ISO alcohol, and then yeah, we can put our front panel back. And by the way, you are facing maybe especially in the US, you may facing a different situation because you have the K version, and you may have already 2 of the resistors off, so you might only need to do here the cross repeater function, so you only have to unlock maybe 1, and then of course your mass modification, so that depends on the areas where the radio gets delivered to. So you in the US may have the K version, and yeah, I mean basically it looks the same, and you need to take off all this resistors, but it may that you finally only have 1 on board, so therefore it is even much easier for you in the US. Okay, and you see finally our solder work is done, and I would say it looks pretty nice, so we did not damage anything, and we can now put our user panel here back to the radio. Alright, so we are ready for testing. So our front panel is back, and I fixed it with our screws, of course, and yeah, our ribbon cable are back, and so forth and so forth. I think I do not mention that. Now we need to perform a complete reset, and you will lose all your data. But to be sure that our modifications will work, we have to press and hold A equal B, and we have to hold it while we switch our radio on, and you see full reset. Okay, so that is what we have, and now let me see. Full reset is done. Now let's go here to FM, and let's go here to our what was it, 5366 maybe. Yeah, we could do it better. It is, let me go to FM, then it goes a bit better. 5366. Yeah, maybe that is fine. So again, you see we are on FM to get a carrier, and now when I press send, you see, but I have here from the sub the tone, so this is here the main, and now when I press send, you see now we are able to transmit here on our 60 meter band, which was important. Now let's go up to 144. Okay, and let's see if we are able, and yeah, you see now we are really able to go up to 149 and whatever here the free band frequencies are. So you definitely see that it is working. So our modification were successful. I do not test the crossband functionality, but believe me, crossband repeat will work as well. So you have to believe it, and you have seen how to perform it. And if you are really carefully by doing what you do, you can do it by your own. But if you are in doubt, just give it to an experienced shop to do these modifications for you. That's it for today. Hope that was helpful to you, and thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Bye.